So in the past, as a content creator, I have been forced to make videos such as 4-wheel drive cars can't drift to address the general stupidity of some viewers out there. Now I'm going to stress at the start of this video, if none of this sounds like it applies to you, then I'm not really speaking directly to you. This is more an open letter to people who believe this bollocks and tout it around, and quite frankly I'm sick of it. I need to do a video on it, and it will be my last video for a while. Now quite frankly, people who use steering wheels when it comes to racing games, this is quite an obvious issue to any fucking half-sane adults out there. It's a money issue. If you've got the spare money to spend on a hobby, you do it. But this is an obvious thing I don't need to point out for many people out there, but some people must just seemingly choose to forget this fact, that when it comes to console, a steering wheel, pedals, and if you want anything like a decent H shifter, or anything extra like that, it costs you a lot of fucking money. Yes, there are cheaper versions coming out, but there are still problems with that, which I'll mention in a minute. You buy, on general, if you want a good setup, generally costs as much as the console you're playing on. I paid £350 for my console on release, and even though it's come down in price since then, even if you use that price point as a fucking example, it's still a lot of money. Because people might not realise this, for some people, you could spend that amount of money buying a real car. And at what point in an argument do you win that one? Because if you can pay a couple of £100, dollars, whatever your currency is, to buy a real car, then does it matter what steering wheel you've got for a fucking gaming console? No. Here's another point when it comes to the cheapness of them. And yes, because I know there are going to be some people out there that will argue, yes, they are getting cheaper. But here's the point. Most of the time, generally speaking, as a console habit, things go out of fucking use very fucking quickly. Sometimes within the fucking same lifespan as one generation of console. So I am not going to gamble on paying hundreds of pounds for a fucking peripheral for my console, which by the next generation might not be compatible. And then I'm stuck in the same boat of refreshing my setup. Quite frankly, I'm not into that for a headache. The whole point of a console, it's none of that bullshit. And it's one of the reasons why I've not owned a fucking steering wheel since the PS2. If I had more money than sense, then I probably would. Yes, I'd go out and buy a steering wheel without thinking about it. But one, you have to amount it to how much game time you're going to use it for, stuff like that. And here's the actual main point of what makes me angry about all this. For the steering wheel owners and users out there that tout this stupid bullshit that why do I do tutorials? Why do you play car games without a steering wheel? It makes it fucking pointless. Now here's a fucking obvious answer for you. One, if you thought that genuinely using a joypad to play a car game made it unplayable, then don't you think that the actual game makers themselves would have clocked on this and said, actually we're only going to make them wheel users compatible? Especially when we get into this new generation of car games which have deep simulations, where it becomes almost important, if you want to compete at the highest levels, to have a steering wheel setup of some kind. But not everyone can be in the situation of having the perfect setup, and even then they shouldn't be forced or fucking looked down to, which is basically what it is. It's a bunch of fucking small penis, small brained fucktarts who just sit there who think, yes, I'm better than everyone else. No, you're fucking not, for a start. Get that out of your brain. I can still chase people on steering wheel setups on the same games, in the same cars, and only be tenths of a second behind on a lap, and that's more out of their experience of the track layout and the actual racing lines than me. So don't fucking come with this, but I'm just tired of it. This is just the straw that's brought the camel's back, as it were. For 2 years on YouTube, longer than that on the internet, just this general stupidity and general lack of information, general fucking bullshit. I'm not going to stand for it at any point. I never have, and I never fucking will. It's quite simple. If you're the sort of person who's watching this and you are starting to ring bells going, I'm a steering wheel user, and I've left comments like that on YouTube before saying you might as well not play the game because you don't have a steering wheel, then I'm afraid you need to fucking take a look in the mirror. You're judging everyone on your circumstance and your situation. And even then, people look at different items and different products way differently than you do. The price point will be different for everyone else of what is their price point. For me, I love car games, and yes, might buy a steering wheel, but quite frankly I don't enjoy the PS4 enough to buy one. Same with the PS3, I never enjoyed the console enough and the car games on them to do it. Yes, the car games are getting better, but a set of course is still a fucking state on the PS4 right now. Project Cars is a headache, and it's one of those things you sign your life away to if you want to really get into it. And don't take anything away from these games that are out. Some of them are great and getting better, but at the end of the day, it's my choice. And don't tell me I can't teach people. I'm not trying to teach steering wheel users how to do it. I'm there for the console users who use a fucking joypad. And if you're a person who has a problem with this, you can fucking bite my arse. I don't give a flying fuck. One of the things that this video I was meant to record today was a Let's Rant YouTube, because quite frankly, I'm coming to the point now where I need a break, and I need to dislodge myself from the community. Because this is what it all boils down to, I'm afraid. Harsh reality shock for some people here. YouTube, 90%, and that's probably being a generous estimate there, 90% of the people on this site who watch stuff in particular are literally, as they say on the tin, they are users. They are not friends of yours. They don't care, and they are literally just users. You do what they want, or you get fuck all. And even then, they're mostly a bunch of self-entitled bunch of pricks. I mean, you can easily say, oh well, you know, pot and kettle and black and this or that, Baron. Me as a user on YouTube, I help as YouTubers where I can. I don't ad block, and even then if I did ad block, I would donate in some other way, and I try and help as much as I can. I try not to ask stupid questions. I'd rather just do my own research and get my own answers. I mean, the stupid questions I get to this day on comments, and you don't know whether people are trolling, because of course the trolling issue on YouTube, and this all just kind of blends in when it comes to trying to figure out what the fuck these sort of people go behind their brains when they go to write these comments. Because people do read these comments most of the time on most channels, so one, if you want to make yourself sound like an idiot, saying stuff like you shouldn't be playing this game because you don't have a steering wheel, or that you shouldn't be making tutorials on this to help other people in the same situation, I don't see why I should put up with it anymore. I really don't. Waking up to check my comment section is horrible. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of creators out there. This might be ringing a few bells with you guys. It's just, I don't look forward to waking up and checking my comments. Today I woke up to all hate. Literally one comment, I don't want to point it out to give them any, spotlight, but just homophobic comments, just general bullshit comments that this is the reason why comments went away in the first place. I don't see him hanging around, and I don't actually see me hanging around on YouTube for much longer, to be honest. The love that I had for making content, which I almost still have a bit of love for, but it's almost just sad at this point, the fact I still have hope. I actually enjoy making content, and I feel like I'm actually getting to a place where I can actually make some of the really good content, but every bit of enjoyment and passion is just getting sapped out of me for left, right and centre. If it's not dealing with the legal bullshit of YouTube, if it's not dealing with the constant worry, the constant trolling, just what's in it for people anymore? Just so somebody on the other end can go, oh yeah, I really liked your video, by the way, I didn't take a second to put a thumbs up on it, or leave a nice comment just saying like that, or share it with a friend or anything, and use ad blocker because 5 seconds of an advert is such an inconvenience to people's lives now that fuck everyone else, quite frankly, is almost the motto these days. I have no hope for YouTube and the comment section, never have. I used to when I was a newbie and a bit stupid, and the longer time goes on it just becomes more and more clear how vile and venomous and generally shitty this so-called community is. More just a bunch of people on this site, and yeah, it's a shame. It really is. But for those steering wheel users, bear it in mind. Yes, you have the better way of driving on, especially when it comes to the hardcore simulators. It makes a difference. You probably will be quicker. Enjoy the fact you've got a steering wheel. Don't need to. You can have little jokes and jabs and stuff at call them joypad peasants, but going around saying stuff as a fact which just simply isn't true, it's barely an opinion that has any weight or substance behind it. It's just snobbiness, and it's generally distasteful, and that's kind of what this whole experience has been to this point. I just came here to help people, that's all. I don't give a shit about being famous, that's why you never see my face, and I don't know. I need to go take a break. Sorry about this such a down video. If you want to cheer up, go watch one of the funniest videos I've made probably this year. The Iron Bread saucy video. I'm quite proud of that video, it's quite nice. Thank you for sticking all the way through. I'm not going to ask you to like or anything and that stuff because that's beyond hope at this point. So yeah, hopefully your day goes a bit better than mine. So hopefully see you later. Fucking never ends.